Auburn annihilated Purdue, and they did it with unbelievable defense again. It's their 6th quad 1 win, Brown.
Yep.
None of them at home. They're 6-1 in quad 1 games. Their 1 loss of the season, quad 1 on the road at Duke, Cameron Indoor.
By the way, number 2 in the KenPom this morning, Duke. So that's your 1 loss was to the team that is right behind you in the KenPom.
Yeah. All the metrics are setting records. Scoring rating, margins. There's just so many KenPom era ratings, or this point in the year, according to KenPom, that Auburn is currently setting the record or having the record at this point in the season. They have been that good so far. And then there's the team that starts with Janai Broom. There was no reason Janai Broom had to play in this game.
Nope.
Right? The basketball committee is going to forgive a loss if Auburn loses it without Janai Broom on the floor. Basketball committee, they have a lot more data points. They can forgive a loss if your star player, maybe national player of the year, doesn't play. No reason Janai Broom had to play in this game. But as documented by Taylor on our social media platform, through the Tiger Walk, through warm-ups, him stretching it out, him hanging on a rim before he goes out there, he doesn't just play, he starts the game, plays well. Here's Janai Broom on his decision to play in the game.
I didn't feel no pressure at all. Honestly, it was my decision. And I just really went off my body, how my body felt. You know, I didn't need to play this game because I know my teammates. They told me all week they got my back. You know, they want me to play with them, but they don't want me to rush back. And ultimately, I feel like I was ready enough to go. You know, I trained and I prepared myself for the game. And I went over the game plan. So when the game came, you know, I was ready to go, and we had our whole team.
Didn't have to play, but he played, had the whole team, and it showed as they just blitzed Purdue. Never close.
Yeah, an impressive win. I mean, there's no doubt. And it's what Auburn has done other than their win over Houston. Anybody they've beaten this year, they've pretty much just run them off the court. Now, the Houston game, that was a game Auburn had to come back late and win that game. Very impressive win. It was essentially a road game. It was as much a home game for Houston as Auburn's game Saturday was a home game for Auburn, right? How many Purdue fans were there? I mean, what percentage of the crowd? Purdue's a pretty proud program. I would have thought a lot traveled.
I would say they probably had
16,000 people there. So how many Purdue fans out of 16,000?
500.
500? Okay,
Yeah.
that's about what I thought.
And I talked to a guy at Tiger Walk, Purdue fan. He's like, is this where Purdue's coming out? And I looked at him and he says, I'm joking. And I said,
That's actually a good line.
Actually, they're both staying in this hotel, so if they haven't left yet, they are. And sure enough, Matt Painter and all of them had to walk through the same line of Auburn fans that the Auburn players had to walk through to leave. And I said, when did you buy your tickets? And he says, I'm driving up from Pensacola, met some family members to celebrate the holiday. Some of them live in Florida. So I'm on my way back to Indianapolis, where I live. And I saw when I was in Pensacola this was going to time out. So I went on StubHub, he said, and I bought tickets for $300. I said, that's a good price. You got them for $150 a pop. And he's like, no, $300 a pop. I got two, 300 each. And he was like, can you tell me why this is such a big game? And I was like, well, it's pretty easy. Auburn's arena on campus is 9,100, and this is the biggest city in the state. A lot of Auburn fans live here. That's 2 hours that way, 2 hours back. So it's a 4-hour drive to watch a 2-hour basketball game in a 9,100-seat arena where you have to pay about $150 to $300 a ticket if you don't have season tickets to get in the arena to see them. So this was the easiest ticket you could see to play Auburn, and it's in your backyard. I said it sold out in 2 hours. And he's like, I was wondering why this ticket was such in demand.
Yeah.
And I said, that's why.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of Christmas gifts to take kids to the game. Yeah. It was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, 16,000, no telling how many tickets they could have sold for this event had they had unlimited seating. I mean, that's just where Auburn's basketball program is right now. It is it's the most successful program on campus, and the fans have gotten behind it. And it is, like you said, easier and sometimes cheaper. I'm not sure in this case it was cheaper to go see them in Birmingham. It was cheaper if you bought them first. Now, if you bought them on the secondary market, you're paying about what you had to pay to go see them in Neville.
That's right.
For a lot of games.
If you bought them when they originally went on sale, when we told you about the game, and you got in there the first 2 hours before it sold out, you got a very good value. Auburn's 11-1 overall. Top 10 strength of schedule, 6-1 in the quad one, all 7 quad one games away from home. Scoring margin is plus 84 in the quad one games. So they're plus 84 in the quad one games.
That's 7 quad one games?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're plus 84 in 7 games.
Yep. Scoring margin of plus 192 in non-quad one games. 2 wins versus the AP top 5. Top 5 scoring margin nationally. 131.2 offensive rating, the highest in the Ken Pom era, is what Auburn is right now. And a plus 36.4 net efficiency rating, highest ever to this point in the season in the Ken Pom era. So those are some metric numbers. That came from Blake Lovell, who put those numbers together. Blake, thank you for that tweet. I appreciate that so much. And I still say all those great offensive numbers, it's about Auburn's defense. Here is Bruce Pearl talking about defense and how they took Purdue out of this game from the start, from the tip.
You can control your outcome with how you defend. And just thought we did a better job of making it difficult for Purdue. They're better from 3 than they are from 2. We made them make tough 2s. They made some, but they we missed enough. And I thought our guys did a pretty good job of taking care of the basketball, playing unselfishly. When you shoot 54% or 55% against a Purdue basketball team, you're running good guys. You got good players, really good players, and the guys are running really good stuff.
Yeah, see, that's just it. Auburn's offense was cooking too.
Yeah, I know.
So that defense travels, right? It's going to be a long season. It's a long way from selection Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. You've done all this work, and now it's probably about to get more difficult, actually, for both Alabama and Auburn.
Because the SEC is on fire. About to get into the SEC blender.
And you're going to have to play a bunch of true road games. There are no more neutral site games until you get to the SEC tournament.
But that defense travels, man. It'll go on the road with you. It'll go into the tournament with you. It went to Maui with you. And it was there Saturday against Birmingham. So that defense is, and I've said it, broken record, that defense is why they're the best team in the country. They have a lot of good offensive parts, but their team defense and their team depth is why they are right now the best team in the country. Can they be the best team in the country in April? I think they got a good chance to do that.